At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Ranked #1 in innovation for 10 consecutive years and #2 among public universities for employability, ASU isn't just ahead of the curve, it's creating new paths to success. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online, that's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
This is Cashing Out on VSiN, the sports betting network.
All right, welcome in. It's time for Cashing Out with Joe Ceraulo. We've got a fun hour ahead. Wednesday's MLB slate on the diamond, creeping up on us, starting bright and early out here on the left coast, 9:40 a.m. when the first pitch of the day will commence in Cincinnati, Great American Ballpark. Hunter Green, Jack Leiter, the matchup. Reds, Rangers, Cincinnati laying about 30 cents across the board at most shops. Texas about plus 15, 20 cents out there as these two teams get ready to square off following a great performance, a Maddox by Nathan Eovaldi. Under 100 pitches, complete game shutty, 1-0 Rangers. Wyatt Langford, solo homer, 2 outs, top of the first. After that, 52 outs, 0 runs. That would hold, 1-0. Eovaldi, 99 pitches, 70 strikes, 8 punchies in the win for Texas. Something tells me the punchies might be coming on the other side in this one. Hunter Green, the dynamic young starter on the bump for Cincinnati. We'll get into this game. We'll get into much more on the Wednesday slate to come. How about the terrific guests we've got coming on this hour? We're going to talk MLB props with our man Tony Cutillo, host of the Tony Cutillo Show. Check his picks out on OddsShopper. Follow him on Twitter at RiseWithTony. And then one of my favorite hoops handicappers out there. I can't wait. Jack Jones going to join us here on the show. Got some Final Four picks out of Jack, a little Wednesday NBA action. I am looking so forward to having Jack Jones on the program in a few short minutes. But let's continue looking at this Wednesday MLB slate because Hunter Green might be the first pitcher to take the bump on Wednesday. Not going to be the only stud, not going to be the only stud in the NL Central on the mound. Paul Skeens, 30 minutes after Green and the Reds start their game. We've got Pirates-Rays action down there at Steinbrenner Field, Tampa Bay, Florida. Minor league spring training home of the Yankees and their affiliates. Skeens going opposite Ryan Pepio in this one. Feels like short rest for Pepio, isn't it? What was he, the opening day starter Friday? Saturday, Sunday? All right, no, standard 4 days. I'm so used to these guys getting extra rest, you know, with all the off days, the weird day after opening day, day after the home opener, like the Phillies and Rockies having a weird off day sprinkled in after Phillies home opener on Monday. So usually these guys have 5-6 days between starts their first time through. In Pepio's case, the standard 4 days, he looked great in Tampa's opener against Colorado. Skeens looked good against Miami as well. Got over his 6.5 K mark on the opening line. Closed in some shops at 7.5. Landed on 7. As we look at Skeens' K prop mark here, it looks like 7.5 across the board where it's available now. Not available everywhere just yet. Odds ranging between even money to the over to minus 15 cents. On the under, ranging from 15 cents to 30 cents if you're going to go under 7.5. Look at this Tampa Bay team. I mean, it's such an early mark on the year, such a small sample size. The Rays have beaten Pittsburgh first 2 games of the set, 6-1 and 7-0. So they haven't even been competitive. I mean, is Tampa striking out at all? Just 4, but I mean, who are these Pirates no-namers? Harrington getting the start, game 2 of that series. You know, I mean, Tampa, low strikeout numbers, but not exactly facing the top of Pittsburgh's rotation, which when healthy is pretty good. Obviously, right now they're missing Jared Jones. We wish him all the best. But Skeens, Keller, Jones when he's healthy, really formidable 1-2-3 punch. I mean, the Rays have gotten to face Mlodzinski and Harrington. They did strike out 10 times game 2 of the series. Fordham Lodzinski, 6 to the pen. Skeens, day game after a night game, 7.5, not an egregious number. Even money, I'm inclined to look over. Got the prop projection on my screen pointing towards 7.3. Line is 7.5. I mean, if he can be efficient and economical in this one, it's going to be 90 degrees in Tampa Bay. I can't speak for everyone. Skeen's an LSU guy, so, he's used to the heat and the humidity. I could throw 100 pitches in 90 degrees, no problem. It was, pitching in those frigid Olean New York temps of 40 degrees, where at 60 pitches, my arm would feel like it wanted to fall off. But I moved out to SoCal after college, played a year of amateur ball in SoCal, and that's when I threw the most pitches I ever did of my life. I threw 120 one start. It was a 100-degree day in the valley, in the San Fernando Valley. That's no problem for me. 100 degrees, 90 degrees. I mean, so Skeens, 90 degrees. I know it's his second start of the year, but he got stretched out to 94 pitches against Miami in the opener. Got a no decision, 2 earned, 7 Ks, 5 1/3. Is his outs recorded prop out yet? That intrigues me. He got 16 outs opening day. Do we have a number yet? I don't think we do. 7.5 Ks, outs recorded. He went 5 1/3. I'd look for him to go 6. He got the 6 up downs, and that's really a key. Obviously, 94 pitches, you don't want to kill the guy opening day. But that's a key to look for. Does the coaching staff have a predetermined number of up downs they want the guy to get? So Skeens got sent out there for the 6th, which means if his pitch count's under control, they're not opposed to him going 18 outs. Pepio's 17.5 is his number. If you can get 17.5 on Skeens, 16.5 on Skeens, and it's around an even to plus money price, I would look outs recorded. I would go there. Burned us with Corbin Burns. He got there with strikeouts against the Yankees. Didn't get there on outs recorded. We took over 15.5 plus money. He only got 12. It was unearned runs. It was errors that prolonged his 4th inning and made Torey Lovullo yank him. Got 8 strikeouts in 4 innings, but the unearned runs couldn't go further. Sunk our outs recorded prop, sunk our first 5 bet, and then, oh, by the way, D-backs go on to win the game. That was the shocking part to me. My initial look was Arizona money line full game. I said, let me shorten it. It's Burns versus Will Warren. They're up 2-1. They lose the first 5, 4-2. They win the full game, though, 7-5. Good assessment, wrong result. Errors, defense. Got to handicap defense when you're looking at outs recorded props. Arizona's defense, not impressive. Hey, Mackenzie Gore on the bump for Washington. 13 Ks opening day against Philly. Got our Philly money line play in. Live bet it, because I gave out the first 5, and they lost the first 5, 1-0. Live bet the money line. They win it in extras. But Gore was absolutely otherworldly in that one. 6 innings, 13 Ks. Guy was on another planet. And when he's on, he can be a stud. Mackenzie Gore's problem is that he has not been consistent yet. He has not put it together for a full year yet. But he has the talent. There's no disputing it. It's the reason he was the centerpiece of that Juan Soto deal. His K prop coming into this game against the Jays, 5.5. I mean, he was on his home mound. Now he's pitching at Rogers Center. Blue Jays are 4-2 to start the year. 5.5 is a low number after 13. I'm curious on this one. I mean, 13, obviously, small sample size. It was opening day. Can't marry yourself to that and say that he's going to go for 9, 10 again. But there's 2 ways to look at this. 5.5, you could look at this and say, hey, if Gore turns in another 10K, give or take one performance, that 5.5 number is going to be gone his next time around. Or you could look at it and say, is that number telling you something? Is the fact that the number is 5.5 telling you they think it was fluky? Opening day, a lot of lefties in that Phillies lineup. Schwarber, Harper, Stott. Whew. 5.5, though, feels almost too good to be true for a guy who just had 13. Has he faced these guys before? They're 12 for 36 against him with 5 strikeouts. So he has faced them. Most of these guys, I'd say he's faced them twice. They hit him well. He didn't have a lot of strikeout success, that's for sure. But if this is a new Mackenzie Gore, new year, new me, 5.5 seems like a low number for a guy who's coming off a game where he had 13. More aces on the bump for Amber Valdez for Houston as they look to get their first win and avoid a sweep at home against San Francisco. My goodness. Dylan Cease out there for the Padres as they look to improve to 7-0. Blake Snell for the Dodgers as they go for 8-0. And the Atlanta Braves run out Bryce Elder, trying to avoid 0-7. My goodness. I've already laid the run line with the Dodgers. Got it minus 115. Dodgers minus 1.5. And you know what? I say it all the time, half jokingly. It's against my religion to lay a run line with a home team. It's risky because if they're up 1, you lose the last turn at bat. You lose those last 3 outs. But you look at Blake Snell's numbers against these Braves hitters, and they're 7 for 47 against them with 19 strikeouts. 40.5% of their ABs end in a K. We don't have a Snell K prop yet. Dying for one to come out. But my goodness, how are the Braves going to get on base? How are they going to score? Dodgers just needed to tread water against Chris Sale. They were down 1-0 in the 5th. They win it 3-1. Yeah, give me the Dodgers to go 8-0. Hey, if they finish 110-45, they'll be your all-time win leaders. Hey, folks. Let's face it, you're probably not great at betting every sport, but there's good news. Our friends at Rhythm can help you with that. The best bettors use data to get ahead, so why not put AI to work for you this March or April? Rhythm's an app that helps you build personalized betting models, analyze trends, and make sharper picks every game. So whether you're a seasoned bettor or you're looking for an edge, Rhythm's got you covered. Start your free 7-day trial today by downloading the app or visiting rhythm.com. It's RITHMM.com. Hoops with our friend Jack Jones. I can't wait. Up next, Cashing Out with Joe Ceraulo.
Welcome back to Cashing Out here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Cashing Out continues right here on VSiN with me, Joe Ceraulo, taking you into your Wednesday morning here on the program. And that means that we are that much closer to this weekend's Final Four. We've also got a locked and loaded Wednesday slate in the NBA coming at you. Folks, there is no one better to break it all down with than our friend, terrific handicapper over at BetFirm.com, Jack Jones, joining the program now. Jack, I always look forward to these weekly spots, my friend. Appreciate you coming on. How are you?
Joe, it's my favorite time of the week, too. Every Tuesday night. I appreciate being on again, and I'm great. Sucks that the college basketball season's winding down, but I'm excited for these Final Four games.
Yeah, let's dive right into them. Let's start on that right side of your bracket. Houston, Duke, what do you want to do with this total? I have a feeling we're on the same page.
Yeah, I grabbed the under on this in this game. 2 of the best defensive teams in the country. Plus, they're playing in the spacious Alamo Dome in San Antonio. These basketball games that are played in these football stadiums all tend to be lower scoring. We saw that play out in Indianapolis in the Sweet 16 in the Elite Eight. Houston already an under team as it is, and the Cougars played a 62-60 dogfight with Purdue, 122 combined points, and then that 69-50 win over Tennessee for 119 combined points in the 2 games in Indianapolis. The Cougars are first in adjusted defense, 360th in adjusted tempo, so only 4 teams in the entire country play slower than they do. Duke also doesn't like to push the pace. They rank 268th in adjusted tempo, 4th in adjusted defense. And few teams have been able to do what Duke did to Alabama last game. They held them to just 65 points, totally took them out of their game. But Duke has gotten away with playing 4 undersized defensive teams so far in the tournament, I think. Baylor, Arizona, and Alabama being the last 3. I don't think they faced a team as physical or as ferocious defensively as Houston all season. So I think both teams are going to struggle here to score points. I like the under.
Jack, you look at the side in this one, and Houston catching 5 now across the board, opened 4.5, got up to 5.5 in most spots, has settled on 5 with a stray 5.5 over at MGM. Now, I've already bet the under. I haven't gotten to the counter yet on the side. I'm leaning towards taking the points. What do you want to do with this number?
I rode UConn last couple of years. I just think the lines just weren't set high enough, but
Yeah.
This is a situation where I just think the line's set too high because Duke's been such a wagon. I don't think they're as strong as those UConn teams were. Houston 34-4 this season, 4 losses, all by 5 points or less, 3 in overtime. They've only lost 1 game since December 1st, which was that 1-point loss to Texas Tech. So they're battle tested, and they've come out on top in almost all their close games other than that Texas Tech game. They had the toughest route to the Final Four of the 4 remaining teams, especially a much tougher route than Duke. Started with beating Gonzaga, the most underseeded team in the tournament. Then they had to play the runners-up from last year in Purdue. Basically a home game for Purdue and Indianapolis. Tennessee also had the home court advantage, and they handled them. Now it's Houston that gets the home court advantage here. The Final Four will be played in San Antonio. Houston's the 9th team to play in its home state in the Final Four since 1975. Those teams playing in their home state have gone 7-1 straight up the previous 8 instances. Both underdogs won outright. And I mentioned before, I think Duke's played a pretty soft schedule. Baylor, Arizona, Alabama, 3 offensive-minded teams. Arizona, from the Big 12, gave them their toughest test in a 7-point loss. Houston went 2-0 straight up, 2-0 against the spread against Arizona. And I think Duke struggled against more physical, defensive-minded teams. The last loss came to Clemson, which ranks 327th in tempo, 17th in adjusted defense. Kind of a mini Houston, but not as good. They also lost to another Big 12 team in Kansas earlier this season. Kansas is 11th in adjusted defense. So I just think Houston matches up pretty well. They got 3 really good guards in Cryer, Uzan, and Sharp. They also have 3 big guys inside that do all their dirty work, and I expect them to win the majority of the loose balls here, which is going to be the difference. And I wouldn't be surprised if they went outright, but I definitely think this line's a couple points too high.
I like the play, man. I've been holding out, hoping for a 6 if we can get there. Maybe some late Duke money will help me get there, but I would take that stray 5.5 that's over at MGM right now if I had to make a decision today. Florida, Auburn. Jack, I raced to the counter. This was the first bet I placed when these lines came out. Laid 2 and a hook with the Gators. What is your best bet in this game?
Be honest with you, I nearly did the same thing just with the Janai Broom's injury to his elbow. I just thought this line would really skyrocket if he was either ruled out or he's obviously hampered. And that's a big reason I'm on the under. Again, it's in a spacious football stadium here with 70,000, that holds 70,000 fans. Unders went 3-0 in those 3 games in Indianapolis in the football stadium. The last 15 Final Four games with a total of 160 or higher, or 10-5 to the under.
Wow.
Familiarity here. Florida and Auburn already played once. I know it was a more high-scoring game, but the rematch tends to be lower scoring. Florida 10th in adjusted defense. Auburn 8th in adjusted defense. Both teams really hang their hat on defense. And then with Broom being banged up, Auburn's been a really good under team here of late. 5-1 under in their last 6 games. 152 or fewer combined points in all 6. 146 or fewer in 5 of the 6. And Florida's gotten over this number just once in their last 3 games in this tournament, and that was 163 with Texas Tech. But they had a flurry of 3-pointers, 4 straight 3-pointers, and went 25 of 27 from the free throw line down the stretch. So there's a lot of points scored in the end of that game. So I think this one stays under 160 combined points.
I'll tell you what, if Auburn's supporting cast shoots the way they did against Michigan State, this under's going to hit with ease. No one outside of Broom had a pulse. I think Pettiford was the only guy in double figures with 10. I was really shocked at how poorly Auburn shot in that one against Sparty. It was just a matter of Michigan State shot it that much worse. Jack, let's take it from college to the pros. Mavericks, Hawks on a Wednesday night. What do you like there?
I like the Mavericks here. They're fighting hard to make the playoffs. 4-2 straight up, 4-2 against the spread the last 6. Sit 9th place in the West, half a game ahead of Sacramento in 10th, 2 games ahead of Phoenix. So they're playing playoff basketball right now just to make the playoffs. And a big reason for their success is the return of Anthony Davis, but they also recently got PJ Washington back, and now Lively and Gafford are both going to be back. The chemistry should just keep getting better and better with this team as they close out the regular season. But this is more of a fate of Atlanta than it is a play on Dallas. It's a tough spot for the Hawks, second of a back-to-back, third game in 4 days. Lost by 14 at home to the Blazers tonight. That was such a bad result considering the Blazers were without three of their best players in Simons, Henderson, and Grant. Trae Young and Dyson Daniels both played at least 36 minutes for the Hawks last night. Or tonight, I guess. Mavericks have won the last 3 meetings, 4-0 against the spread, their last 4 against the Hawks. So this number's on the climb, grabbed it at -3. I know it opened at 2, but it's moving that towards the Mavericks for a good reason.
Jack, how about this one? My Knicks coming off. It's the second leg of a back-to-back, one and covered against Philly. Now they're taking on Cleveland. Big number. Cavs laying 10.5. Knicks have struggled against the trio that is Cleveland, Boston, and Oklahoma City this season. Is that number too big, though? What do you think about it?
I'm on Cleveland here. As you mentioned, Knicks second of a back-to-back. They were actually in pretty kind of a dogfight with the 76. I know they won by 14 and covered the closing line of 13, but it was close game in the fourth quarter. So 5 players for the Knicks had to play at least 32 minutes. The team is already shorthanded, playing without their top 3-point guards in Brunson, McBride, and Payne. Karl Anthony Towns was a late scratch tonight with a knee injury. The Knicks will also be playing their 6th game in 9 days. It's about as tough as it gets given their current state of injuries. Cleveland's rested on 2 days rest. I've been fading the Cavs a lot lately because they've been pretty much locked into the number 1 seed, and motivation has been questionable, but their lead's been cut to 4 games with 7 games left. I think we see them play with some more urgency here until they lock up the number 1 seed. Unlike the Knicks, the Cavs are fully healthy. They beat the Knicks by 37 at home in their lone meeting earlier this season. So I think they get it done and cover this big number.
Jack, as always, my friend, really appreciate the time, appreciate the picks. I hope you go 5-0, brother. Thanks so much for hopping on.
Thanks, Joe. It's been a pleasure, man.
Make sure you follow him on Twitter at BetFirm's Jack, our guy Jack Jones, terrific handicapper over at BetFirm.com. Folks, up next, we're going to take it back to the Progressive Guest Line here shortly, talk some MLB props on a Wednesday with our friend Tony Cutillo. We finally have an early morning line on the K-prop for Blake Snell. Dodgers taking on the Braves. You all know I'm in on the Dodgers run line, -15 cents. Snell just 2 Ks in his first start of the year. The number, 7.5. Whew. I mean, hey, 40.5% of the current Braves hitters' ABs against Snell have resulted in a punchy. But folks, if you're betting on baseball, make sure you're getting the best odds with ProfitX. ProfitX is the first peer-to-peer sports exchange in the United States, available in over 40 states. That means you're betting against other fans, not the books, giving you on average 10 to 20% better odds. You can even request your own odds. Download ProfitX today and use the code VSiN. That's VSIN. More baseball betting up next. Tony Cutillo joins us. It's Cashing Out with Joe Ceraulo.
Welcome back to Cashing Out here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Cashing Out continues with me, Joe Ceraulo, taking you through the late hours of your Tuesday night right into your Wednesday morning here on the program. We've got another heavy MLB slate coming up on Wednesday. I can't think of anyone I'd rather break it down with than our guy, host of the Tony Cutillo Show. You can catch him from time to time on SiriusXM Fantasy Radio. Tony Cutillo joining us here on the Progressive Guest Line. My man, how are you? Your Phillies made me some money against Colorado the other day. That was a blast. How you doing? How you feeling about the Phils' start to the season?
Hey, listen, man, those Braves are 0-6. The Mets are 2-3. I'm good, man. I'm feeling good. Those the torpedo bat range is fired up, man. But all in all, I think the biggest thing for me in Philadelphia is just the pitching, man. Like, the pitching is exactly as advertised, and it couldn't make me happier.
Yeah, you could have left it at, the Braves are 0-6. That would have sufficed. But okay, this is what we do apparently now. We take digs at each other every week. I love it. Tony, let's go let's go right to Citizens Bank Ballpark before this gets ugly. Kyle Freeland on the bump for Colorado. What do you like in, what is this, the second game of the series? They had like a weird random day off after the opener?
I don't understand it, man. Like I literally, I went and put the TV on at 7 o'clock. I was like, wait a minute, the Phillies aren't on. Like I was like, this is the weirdest thing. I don't get what Major League Baseball does, but listen,
and especially
one thing
they had the day game for the opener, by the way, too. They have the day game, so no need to have off the next day. Just play a night game.
It does a 3 o'clock game the day before. Listen, made no sense. But I mean, I guess that's why we're here talking the way we are, and we're not in Major League Baseball, but. One thing I do know is Kyle Freeland, he can strike out some Phillies, and the Phillies like to strike out a lot. So as much as they put out runs, listen, they have 35 strikeouts already in the first 4 games this year. So, I mean, they like to strike out. And the last 2 starts against the Phillies in Citizens Bank Park, Kyle Freeland has 13 strikeouts. So to get the over 4.5 Ks to me just seems like a gift. It really does.
Yeah, especially Freeland coming in from the left side. You got Schwarber, you got Harper, a lot of left-handed power bats, Stott down the lineup a little bit. So definitely, a team is what happens when you're built a little bit, all or nothing, right? Harper, opening day, had the big home run, right? Schwarber with his Schwar bombs. They are a bit of an all or nothing team down there in Philly. So never a terrible thing to take a K prop against them. Maybe also go over on earned runs allowed, because while they strike out, they do score. Speaking of pop, you've got a couple home run props for us. Let's talk my team, Mets in Miami. Well, where are you going with this one, Tony? I'm a little surprised.
Man, this is one of those bombers, man. I get these epiphanies, man. I'm gonna go with my man Jesse Winker. He's won me a lot of home run prop money over the last couple of years. And right now he's plus 1,200. Like, this is a crazy, crazy one. But here's the thing: he's facing Connor Gillespie, man. Like, seriously, he's a relief pitcher. Okay, making only his second start. And last start, he gave up 4 hits with 4 walks. I know he struck out 4 in 5 innings, but that just means to me he makes mistakes. And if you make mistakes as a guy who comes in against a power guy in Jesse Winker, he's going to put it over the fence. So I'm going to go Jesse Winker to hit a home run, man, against my man Gillespie.
Man, I love Winker. I'm so glad he's back, I should say, with the Mets, because this is a guy who was so instrumental to the culture of the team down the stretch a year ago. 12-1 is some serious juice. I said before the series that I was going to bet Alonso every game until he hit one, and we did it first game. We got there plus 390, so stayed away game 2. We'll stay away game 3 as well. But how about a different first baseman? For Boston, maybe. Camden Yards, what are you targeting there?
Yeah, man, listen, I love getting home run props in Camden Yards. And I know Boston has not been great so far, right? But Tristan Casas, I'm going to go. He gets a day off to regroup, start off 1 for 16. You get the day off, you come back, you feel a little rejuvenated. And it's a good pitcher to flip the script on. Now, Zach Eflin had a really good start, but he only struck out 2. Okay, and that's the thing. He only surrendered 2 hits. Now, the one thing about Zach Eflin, I have a lot of experience with him. You do too, being an NL East. He throws a lot of flat pitches, likes to leave them out over the plate. When you throw hard and you leave them out over the plate, you're going to get smashed. So I think the epiphany was he played against the Blue Jays and he only gave up the 2 hits. Now I think that Boston gets back on track, but I think Casas has a really good play against Eflin.
I hope this Boston team gets back on track. I've got them to win the AL East, man, and I need Rafi Devers to wake the hell up. I said yesterday on the program, I'll reiterate, Devers might need a 10-day IL stint under the terms of a psych evaluation. I mean, what's going on in his head? 19 at-bats to start the year, 15 strikeouts? Got to get his head right.
I mean, sometimes he was talking a lot of smack in spring training, but I'll tell you, man, sometimes the mental aspect is crazy. You start overthinking things. You start getting, I mean, this could really have a domino effect. I mean, I know it's funny when you say 10-day IL stint, but you could be really on to something, because sometimes you got to take a step back, breathe a little bit, and then come back and get back on track. So I don't know, man, but he does not
look at that.
look right at all.
Look at that, Tony. Look at the odds movement. I mean, talk about an overreaction. You know, odds movement in such a long 162-game season, they typically don't happen to that extent. 25-1 AL MVP opening day, 80-1 now.
That might be the biggest move I've ever seen.
In less than the first week of the season, we're not even a full week in, on a 162-game season that spans 6 full months.
In a way, I think it tells us something, right? Like we were just talking about, like people, Vegas is watching this. The odds makers are watching this. He just does not look right. And they think that this is going to linger on. And the longer this lingers on, the less and less he becomes, to get those production numbers to get up in that MVP race. So,
we see pitchers sometimes, go on like a phantom IL stint, and they'll say tired arm, dead arm.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just have the yips. Rafi Devers, it's like he's got the yips for hitting. Like he's just, his timing is off. I mean, the strikeout numbers are absurd.
That's the thing. He's not even making contact, right? I mean, listen, Justin Tucker had the yips too, and he had to go to the massage parlor. So maybe we need to get Rafi some massage parlor trips or something. I don't know.
Oh, my goodness, Tony. Hey, how about a guy who's a little better at making contact? Let's take it to Great American Ballpark. Maybe Devers just needs a trip there. That's a bandbox, although you wouldn't tell based on the 1-0 game Tuesday night. But what are you targeting there from a hitter's perspective on Wednesday?
Well, I'll tell you what, I did this number before the Nathan Eovaldi game, right? And I like it even more now with Matt McClain going over 1.5. I love the HRR bets. The hits plus runs plus RBIs are my favorite. This is a young slugger we already were excited about. He's hit the over 3 of 5 games, already has 3 home runs. And looking at what they did tonight by getting shut out, 99 pitches under 100, right? And you look at them facing Mr. Leiter, it's an 8.883 ERA from last year. Now, he pitched well on opening day, but still gave up 5 hits in 5 innings. And that's what I look at. And by the way, it was Boston. We just talked about Boston. So he pitched well against Boston. He goes to Great American Ballpark. Just like you said, it's a bandbox. They're going to be hungry tomorrow, man. Matt McClain over 1.5 HRR. I'm getting it in.
I like that. Now, Nathan Eovaldi shoved, pulled a Maddox complete game shutout under 100 pitches. How about the red starter on Wednesday? What are you targeting out of Hunter Green?
I love Hunter Green, man. Like I had him on opening day. I'm going to continue to ride him. This is a hard throwing pitcher. To get 8 or 9 strikeouts to him is nothing, and the over is 6.5. There's no way. And I will tell you this: talk about line movement, Joe. Like, so everybody knows, I had this bet when it first came out. It was plus money. The props come out late at 10 o'clock. It was plus money. Guess what? It's not plus money anymore. So when you get in that quick, man, I did get 8 Ks on opening game against San Fran, and he's only got over 6.5. One game versus Texas in his career, he had 6 strikeouts, 97 Ks in 80 innings pitched at home, dating back to last year. That's a big accomplishment when you talk about that ballpark.
I love it. I love the play. Hunter Green is just, if this guy could stay healthy, one of the most dynamic, exciting pitchers in all of baseball. I mean, you look at that division, Green and Skeens. If those two guys just stay healthy year in, year out, I mean, going head to head, no better treat in baseball. Speaking of treats, folks, you can get a VSiN Pro subscription for just $9.99 your first 30 days. I know the tournament's winding down, but the action never stops, right? MLB is back. NBA, NHL playoffs around the corner. Masters draft coming up. It's Final 4 week. Stay ahead of all these great betting opportunities with a VSiN Pro sub for just $9.99. That means you'll get daily best bets from VSiN hosts and our terrific guests like Tony Cutillo. Exclusive betting splits from DraftKings and Circa. 24/7 video access on the VSiN Watch app. And our great betting guides like the MLB season guide and the upcoming Kentucky Derby betting guide. No matter the sport, VSiN Pro's got you covered. Sign up now, VSiN.com/subscribe, $9.99 your first 30 days. Tony, I love the Hunter Green pick. Like I mentioned, I coincidentally brought up Skeens. He's taking the bump too. First 2 games of the day. Green, 9:40 a.m. Pacific time. Skeens, 10:10 a.m. taking on Tampa Bay. Can't wait for these Wednesday pitching matchups. A lot of aces on the bump. A lot more to come on Cashing Out. More winners, more picks up next. Don't go anywhere. You're locked in with me, Joe Ceraulo, right here on VSiN.
Cashing Out here on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Cashing Out continues here on VSiN with me, Joe Ceraulo, taking you into your Wednesday morning. Great stuff all hour, great stuff all show long. How about our terrific guests? Jack Jones this hour, giving out some great hoops picks. Tony Cutillo with his baseball stuff back in hour one. Joe DeLeon getting us ready for the NFL draft that is just over 3 weeks away. We will be live night one of the draft Thursday. I believe that's April 24th. Cannot wait for that. We're going to get into our morning bets here shortly because, hey, we've got some morning baseball. Cincinnati, Texas, playing at 9:40 a.m. Pacific time. Then at 10:10 a.m. local time, we've got a couple of games, including one that I've got some action in. Pirates, Rays, Steinbrenner Field in Tampa. Going to be a nice 90 in Tampa for Paul Skeens and that golden right arm of his. I can't wait to dive into that game shortly. How about the night we had in the NBA, though? Tuesday night. Quite literally some historic performances in the NBA. And I'm not just happy because I look at this scoreboard and I see that the Suns lost again. 35-41 on the season. One more loss. And we get there on Phoenix under 40.5 wins. Already got there on the Raptors over 27 and a hook before the calendar even hit April. We've got a chance to get this Phoenix play in, I believe, as soon as April 4th. We can get the Raptors and the Suns all within a week of each other. How nice would that be? But how about what Golden State did at Memphis? And we talked about this game on yesterday's episode of Cashing Out when we did Father Knows Bets. And by the way, credit to my dad, Joe Ceraulo. He gave out 7 picks. 5 of them have already been graded. He is 4-1 this week, pending his 2 Final Four plays, which you can get on the site, VSiN.com. Become a VSiN Pro subscriber as little as $9.99 your first 30 days. You'll get access to all of our expert picks, hosts and guests alike. But he's 4-1 this week, 13-6 his last 19. How about it? Gave out the Warriors -2.5. They got there, 134-125. How'd they get there? Steph Curry, 12 threes. That's how. 12 for 20. It's like he's been watching Nate Oates' Crimson Tide play ball lately. 52 points for Steph Curry. 10 boards, 8 assists, too. Just missed a triple-double. Did a little bit of everything as the Warriors win and cover. That line closed at Golden State Lane 4. But Curry, 52 in the win. Not even the high mark in the association on Tuesday night. How about the incredible game we were treated to in the Mile High City, Minnesota, Denver, double overtime. Free basketball in Denver. The Wolves emerge victorious, 140-139. They win, they cover, plus money to the money line there for Minnesota, who closed as 2-point dogs at most shops. Stray 1.5 out there, stray 2.5 out there. But it was 2 across the board at most shops. Anthony Edwards, who had done nothing through about 2.5 quarters, got hot late, finished with 34, 10 boards, 8 assists as well. Gobert, double-double. Randall just missed a double-double, 26 points, 9 boards, 7 dimes. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 26 off the bench, 7 boards, 8 dimes as well. But the performance of the night went to the losing team because in the third quarter, it seemed like Nikola Jokic was nowhere near a triple-double. I believe he had 4 assists in the third quarter. Well, he finished with 10 boards, 10 dimes, and how about in 53 minutes? 61 points. A record, an NBA record for most points in a losing effort. 61, 10, and 10. Wonder how much weight that'll carry in the MVP race. I think it's still SGA's award, as Oklahoma City's got that 1 seed on lock. But what a performance. Aaron Gordon, 30 points in that one. So if you had any parlays with Aaron Gordon, 30-plus points, that should have cashed out as he got to 30 at the end. 8 boards, 5 dimes as well for Gordon in the Nuggets. 140-139 double OT loss. But folks, we've got an amazing baseball slate to get to Wednesday. We've already touched on it earlier in the show. Let's get into it. It's time for the VSiN Daily Morning Bets. Now, I'm looking at this MLB slate on Wednesday that has games starting as early as 9:40 in the morning here on the West Coast, starting as late as 5:40 in the early evening. And I'm thinking the way to approach this is one best bet every time frame. A little breakfast ball, a little lunchtime bet, and then a play on the late game that we've already given out earlier in cashing out. So we'll reiterate. But I'm going to pour myself a nice bowl of cereal, get in front of the TV, sit in crisscross applesauce, of course, and I'm playing a parlay to start my day. Give me Paul Skeens 6 or more strikeouts. And the Pirates, this is risky, they're a 1-5 team. Pirates money line over Tampa, plus 105. Now, if you'd like, I plugged this in at DraftKings, you can go Skeens 6+ Ks, Pirates first 5. You can get that at plus 110. I'm going to go full game money line here. Plus 5 cents for Skeens and the Pirates. Look, this is risky. Pittsburgh has not been winning games to start the season. But here's the deal. They lose 3 out of 4 in Miami, 3 of them on walk-offs. I mean, absolutely dreadful way to lose. They were in position to win a lot of those games. Paul Skeens always puts them in position to win. His K-prop total 7.5. It's early in the year. I just don't know if I can get there on an over, especially when you're laying between 5 and 20 cents, depending on the book. But you shorten it to 6. You take them to win a game where on the regular standard money line, they're minus 125. Now you're looking at a plus money play that involves Skeens getting 6 Ks and the Pirates to win. I got to take it. Trying to prevent a sweep in Tampa. They've lost the first 2 games by an aggregate total of 13-1, but that was with some no-name 4 and 5 starters out there. Now they've got their ace looking for his first win of the season, the Cy Young favorite in the NL. Give me that parlay. Pirates money line, Skeens 6 or more strikeouts, plus 105. It's going to be 90 in Tampa. I'm not worried about pitch counts, pitch limits. Like I said earlier, from my personal experience, when it's hot, I could throw 100 pitches. When it's cold at 60, I'm like, take me out. My arm's going to fall off. But he threw 94 in the opener. Give me that parlay. Now, I'm disgusted with the Mariners. Took them first 5 against Detroit, game 2 of the series. Logan Gilbert was on the bump. They couldn't get a run. They couldn't get a hit. They had 1 hit in the first 5 innings, let alone a run. Now they've got Luis Castillo on the bump, who I'm a little underwhelmed by, to be honest. And he's going up against Tarek Skubal. Now, Skubal, that ERA, it's misleading. He ran into trouble his final inning of work against the Dodgers in the opener. He's 0-1 with a 7. I ain't worried about that. He's the reigning Cy Young Award winner. Skubal against current Mariners hitters. They're 10 for 45 against them. It's a 222 clip. 16 strikeouts. How about that, Mark? Over a 33% K rate. I think Skubal's going to feast. Mariners can't hit. That lineup is anemic. I mean, we were looking at that lineup earlier in the show. And you got Ryan Bliss hitting 7th, who weighs all of $150. You got that Mastrobuoni kid hitting behind him, who looks like he should be a maitre d' at Andiamo, not an MLB third baseman. I mean, unbelievable how bad this Mariners lineup is from really like the 5 spot down. And a lot of their power bats are lefties. Raleigh, I believe, is a switch, but Luke Raley, Rowdy Tilla. I mean, you can't trust the Mariners lineup. Tigers, first 5, money line. So you got the push possibility, minus 120, with the best pitcher in the American League on the bump. Final play of the day. Dodgers, run line, at home. I know it's scary to do that with a home team. Minus 15 cents. Blake Snell going up against Bryce Elder. Elder's got a collective ERA north of 6 since the 2023 All-Star break. Had that great first half in 2023. Was 7-1, like a 2.8. Fell off a cliff. Second half, ERA over 5. Last year, ERA over 6. He stinks. Dodgers are going to feast. Snell against the Braves, current Atlanta hitters, 7 for 47, 19 Ks. How's that? 40.5% K rate against Snell. Collective OPS, under 630, 626 OPS. Terrible. 5 extra base hits, 47 at-bats. Dodgers, run line. They're going to improve to 8-0. Braves going to fall to 0-7. That's the best bet, brought to you by G-Bank, official bank of VSiN. Up in the ante with a $750 bonus for new G-Bank Visa Signature Card customers. First, new customers who spend $1,000 on eligible purchases within 90 days from account opening get $250 back. In addition, $50K within the first 30 days of your account opening, you'll receive another $500 bonus. That's potentially a $750 bonus. Apply now. VSiN.com/GBank. That's VSiN.com/GBank. Subject to credit approval. Terms and conditions apply. That'll do it for the VSiN Daily Morning Bets. Great content coming up, 7 a.m. Eastern. Our guys Jensen Lewis and Dave Ross. VSiN by the Bucks. It's baseball season. You don't want to miss a chance to listen to those two break down the games. Special thanks to our incredible crew. Producer Adam Bernard, rest of the team behind the glass. Corey, Alexis, Chris. Couldn't have done it without them. For this episode of Cashing Out, I'm Joe Ceraulo. Let's do it again, Domani.